Good evening. Could everyone please remain standing for the reading of the territorial acknowledgement, followed by the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, sung by Jack Williams III, accompanied by Julian Goods. Afterwards, please be seated for the libation ceremony by Elizabeth James, Program Associate for the Department of Afro-American and African Studies. The University of Michigan was founded through the Treaty of Fort Meigs in 1817 when the Anishinaabe, the Three Fires Confederacy of the Ojibwe, the Ottawa, and the Potawatomi, along with their neighbors, the Seneca, Delaware, Shawnee, and Wyandot nations, ceded portions of their land so that their children could be educated. Through these words of acknowledgement, their ancestral, traditional, and contemporary ties to this land and the founding of the university are renewed and reaffirmed.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the hope that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Good evening. We call upon our ancestors, far and near, fathers of our fathers, mother of our mothers, to bear witness to what you all have done, and by their example, to continue to inspire us all forward. We pour this libation to bring into our midst the beautiful African spirit that radiates great wisdom, courage, dedication, and unyielding commitment by whatever means necessary. It is in the honor of our Creator, our ancestors, our children, and their children that we pour this libation. For the Creator, we pour this libation. Please join me in saying Ashe. For our esteemed ancestors who laid the foundation for human civilization and who provided the wisdom by which we live and the mode by which our lives are guided, and for our esteemed ancestors who have suffered atrocities and horrors, yet demonstrated the victorious power of the African spirit against adversity by maintaining their dignity no matter what the cost. We pour libation. Ashe.
Ashe.
And for those ancestors who survived and made it possible for us to be here today to continue on the valiant struggle for our liberation, we pour libation. We'll say Ashe.
Ashe.
And finally, for our children, including our graduates here today, and their children, and future generations of those to come, that in time, you too will continue to imprint upon the world the great genius of African humanity. May the memory of them engulf this occasion to reaffirm us in love. And I do love you all with all my heart. Ashe.
Ashe.
Good evening. My name is Sydney Wack, a member of the 2019 Black Celebratory Planning Committee. It is my pleasure to welcome the staff, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2019. To the 26th Annual Black Celebratory. Would the 2019 Black Celeb Planning Committee please stand? These individuals have found the time in their busy schedules to work with the Office of Academic Multicultural Initiatives to plan this evening's program. Please give them another round of applause. We, as the class of 2019, would like to thank you all for being here tonight, as you have played a major role in lifting each and every one of us. For this and much more, we are grateful. And to the class of 2019, please give yourselves a round of applause for making it this far. Our theme for tonight is Lift as We Climb, an Unapologetic Story. These last few years have been a journey of learning from those who came before us, owning in on that wisdom, and helping those who follow to make it this far. When you look back at this journey, be proud. The things that didn't go just as planned weren't mistakes. They are a part of your story along with the great things that got you here. Class of 2019, you worked hard, you survived the long nights, you adjusted at every new challenge, and you are now an alumni of one of the greatest institutions in the world. Once again, congratulations, class of 2019. Though this chapter is coming to a close, your story will still continue. Just remember to bring you to every page you write. Tonight, we have the honor of Dr. Robert Sellers serving as our Master of Ceremony. Dr. Robert Sellers is the Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion, Chief Diversity Officer, and the Charles D. Moody Collegiate Professor of Psychology and Education. In his role, Dr. Seller works with the Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs on matters related to diversity at the university, as well as a broad range of academic issues, including budget, faculty tenure, promotions, and student enrollment. He oversees operations of 5 central administrative units, Dr. Seller received his Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology from Howard University in 1985 and his doctorate in personality psychology from the University of Michigan in 1990. After completing his doctoral studies, he became faculty in the Department of Psychology at the University of Virginia for 7 years. In 1997, Dr. Sellers returned to the University of Michigan as a faculty member in the Department of Psychology. Over the years, he has served in numerous roles within the department, including serving as the department chair from 2011 to 2014. In addition, he has appointments in both the School of Education and the Institute for Social Research. We welcome Dr. Sellers to the podium.
Thank you, Sydney, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So this is the last official event for many of you here at the University of Michigan. This is not a commencement ceremony. It's not a graduation ceremony. It is a celebratory. So we're going to party a little bit tonight. And please be safe when you party a little bit more later on tonight. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome everyone to this year's Black Celebratory here at the University of Michigan. But before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge a few people on the stage. First, I'd like to acknowledge our executive officers and deans who are present today. First and foremost, I'd like for them to stand when I call their name. First and foremost, E. Royster Harper, our Vice President for Student Life. Timothy Lynch, our Vice President and General Counsel. Elizabeth Cole, Interim Dean for the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. And F. Du Bois Bowman, Dean of the School of Public Health. I would also like to acknowledge all of the staff, faculty, and administrators on stage, as well as in the audience. Would you please stand? Their support is an extremely important part of the African American Black community here at the University of Michigan. Finally, I'd like to personally acknowledge and thank the 2019 Black Celeb Planning Committee, as well as the Office of Academic Multicultural Initiatives, for putting on tonight's celebration. I know it was a lot of work. It is deeply appreciative, and we all are looking forward to the celebration. Finally, there are a number of you who are here. Well, I'm sorry, let me back up. First, I'd like to now talk a little bit in terms of congratulating you, class of 2019, for your successful matriculation and graduation from the University of Michigan. Earning a U of M degree is quite an achievement. It is an achievement for which you should take great pride and have tremendous satisfaction. Today is a day in which you should strut your stuff, which I assume you will be doing in a few minutes across the stage. In graduating today, some of you are continuing a family legacy of U of M graduates that stretch back generation. For some of you, your parents may have been Wolverines, your aunts and uncles may have been Wolverines, and in some cases even your grandparents may have been Wolverines. Some of you may not have even had a choice with regards to what university you were going as a function of that legacy. Today, you have done justice to your family legacy of educational excellence here at the University of Michigan. Congratulations. Others of you are not the first in your families to go to college, but you are the first to graduate from the University of Michigan. You have an opportunity to create a new tradition of Michigan graduates in your family. It all starts with you. You can initiate your younger brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, as well as future sons and daughters to the ways of the maize and blue. You can inspire them to come to Michigan and become one of the leaders and best. And to those of you, I salute you as well. Finally, there are a number of you who are not only the very first in your family to graduate from Michigan, but you're also the very first in your family to graduate from college at all. And would you all stand for a moment just to be recognized? I especially want to congratulate you, for you are truly inspirational. You are the foundation upon which your family's legacy in higher education will be built. In essence, you are trailblazers, and you have done very, very good. Thank you. Class of 2019, regardless to which group of graduates you belong, you all have one thing in common. No matter how hard you have worked to receive this degree does not belong to you. No matter whether you graduated summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or simply thank you, Lordy, this degree does not belong to you. This degree belongs to your family. It belongs to your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, your aunts, and your uncles and your cousins. They paid for this degree with their own blood, sweat, and tears, and sometimes money too. When they sent you off to U of M, they sent you with all of their prayers, all of their hopes, all of their dreams, and again, in some cases, all of their money. And today, this is the payoff. So would the families of our graduates please stand? Now, hold up. Now, I'd like for all of our graduates to please stand while the families are standing. Turn, find your family, and say thank you. You owe them a debt. You owe them a great debt. You not only owe your family a great debt, a debt that you probably can never pay, but you also owe a debt to those who came before you and made a way for you. Some of those individuals are sitting here on this stage, while many, many, many others have been lost to history. But you should know that you can never actually repay those folks behind us and those folks who lost to history directly that debt. You must instead pay that debt forward. Your payment must be to those who come after you. Wherever you go and whatever you do, you must do two things to repay the debt. And you must do both of them, not one or the other, but both. First, you must make wherever you go a better place for those who come after you than what you found it when you got there. That is the secret to your own personal success as an individual, and it is also the secret to our people's survival and thriving throughout a sometimes perilous journey. The second thing you must do is to make sure that no matter what you do next, that you do the very, 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 very best that you can at that particular time, given the circumstances that you face at that given time. You need to do no more, but you cannot do any less. There will be times when your best will not lead to immediate success. But if you're true to yourself and you give it your all, then whatever happens next, you can live with. That effort is the very least that you owe those who paved the way that came before you. Having watched you over these 4, 5, 6 years, in the end, I am very confident that you'll be extremely successful in whatever it is you choose to do next. You have all that you need to do it, and in fact, your success has already been paid for by those who came before you. They have written a check to pay for your success with their hard work, their love, their perseverance, and their dreams for you. You need only cash the check. Class of 2019, I want to personally thank you on behalf of the University of Michigan for making the University of Michigan a better place, also making it a place that you should always call home. You've earned it. You deserve it. It is here for you. I look forward to seeing great things from you in the future. Now, it is my great honor to call to the podium our first student speaker of the evening, Isaiah Land, who is graduating with a degree in political science. Please welcome to the podium, Isaiah Land.
Good evening, family, friends, staff, alumni, and the illustrious class of 2019. We are gathered here today to celebrate one of many accomplishments. As you sit in your seats, you may be experiencing an array of emotions. Some tears of joy may be shed, and anxiety of what's next to come may have started to settle in. But most importantly, most of you, like I am, are excited as we have stayed, and we are indeed Black Wolverines who are champions. Becoming a college graduate is an amazing accomplishment, but to be a Black Wolverine is an indescribable experience. When you enter college, whether fall or summer bridge, transitioning is one of the biggest adjustments that you have to make in your life, as it is what sets the trajectory for everything in life after this point. Like most of you, it was deciding to eat in the dining hall or go out to eat on State Street, to go out and party or study for an exam that you have the next day. And before they took our most prized possession, it was deciding to stop by the Union for a quick laugh before you began homework. The Michigan Union, the place was our real home. and the cheat code to finding the black community here at Michigan. See, at first, Black UMich seemed impossible to find. But once we found it, we unlocked the true meaning of community, family, and the authentic experience of a Black Wolverine. Without the support and strength of those who came before me, I don't know how I could have made it to this point. From failing my first exam to waking up to racist emails what seemed like every other week, being Black at UMich is the epitome of the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." I remember calling my father after my first exam and telling him, I failed. Badly. I didn't think I could make it here. The work was harder, the pressure more apparent, and I was just trying to figure out who I was. In the middle of my breakdown, he stopped me and said, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." He went on to say, "It's no mistake that you are where you are now." And 5 years later, he was absolutely right. The reassurance from him gave me everything that I needed to go on and conquer the University of Michigan. From that point, I was blessed to find mentors and some of the best students that this university has to offer. My fellow Black students who gave me the tools to do what I needed to do to change the university. The Black community here has always made it a point to reach back and let those following know we are made for this university. It is the first time most of us could feel like we belong. The model has been so successful in making some of the greatest leaders that Michigan has to offer. Of course, we all join our individual organizations. For me, it was the oldest and the coldest, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Gang in this, y'all know what it is. And the oldest and the boldest, the NAACP. We have made impacts on this university in our own ways, but it is together that we have made changes for the better to push our community forward. We challenge each other to learn and grow to our full potential without setting limitations for one another. Our time here has shown us how to finesse, how to lead, and how to make it in a world that wasn't made for us to succeed. With all of the highs and lows, this journey is somewhat of a parallel to Michigan football. We've thrived in an environment that wasn't created to tolerate us. We've made mistakes, or should I say, we fumbled the ball, missed a kick or two, and bounced back after turnovers. But most importantly, we tackled 100% of the battles we faced with our team. See, here, we're all about the team. The team, the team, the team. That's what makes today that much better. We're here with our team, the same team that was there from the very beginning. We found a space to empower ourselves and those around us, even if that space happened to be North University Avenue early in the morning, because we decided that we was going to shut down the buses if everybody wants to disturb our class schedule. And believe me, we were telling our unapologetic story in front of those buses all morning. We've learned that helping and loving ourselves along with those around us is difficult. It takes courage and commitment, but we all did it. We lifted each other up when we were at our lows and celebrated at our highs. Through everything we have experienced, it is important to remember that the world is ours and everything in it if we would just reach out and grab it with both hands. As we close one chapter and enter the next, moving on to new things, the novelty of our surroundings will begin to subside. And when this happens, you will be left viewing the world through your own lens. And in this world that is constantly telling you to become something you're not, believe in what you already are and continue to write your unapologetic story. Thank you, go blue, and get a bag.
Thank you, Isaiah, for those inspirational words. Our next speaker is our graduate student speaker, Dr. Sierra Civils. The newly minted Dr. Civils is the first African-American woman to earn a PhD in nuclear engineering from the University of Michigan. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Sierra Civils.
Okay, now I'm really nervous. So thank you guys for having me. So I'm just gonna, because I'm nervous, I'm just gonna start. Okay. So growing up, my parents always told me that I was gonna have to work twice as hard. Regardless of whether I wanted to be a chef or an engineer, they instilled in me at an early age that no matter what you do, the work will always speak for itself. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't struggle, and I mean struggle, to get here. So, if you didn't know, I went to MIT, and there, they taught me So, at MIT, it was hard. But, you know, they taught me how to problem solve and how to be a critical thinker. And like I said, it beat me up. I failed classes, I struggled. I didn't take physics, and I wanted to be a nuclear engineer. So it was tough. But, you know, the skills that I gained at MIT helped me when I made my transition to Michigan. So during my program, I had broken equipment. I was worried about qualifying exams. When I got to the end, I was worried about writing my thesis up, if I would get everything done on time. And so throughout this journey, I learned a lot of lessons. But what got me through those times were my family and especially my friends, you know, going through the same struggles here at Michigan. And one of the biggest lessons I learned here is to be confident in yourself. You know, a lot of times as a Black female, we're doubted, or we're the only person in our classroom. And so you feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be here. Imposter syndrome is real. And so, you know, that's the thing that I learned here at Michigan. Like, you really have to be confident, and you know what you know at the end of the day. And a lot of times we underestimate that, but you have to be confident. And so people have their opinions, they may doubt, but like I said, the work will always speak for itself. And so I remember when I was applying to Michigan, I had a faculty member tell me, oh, your GPA isn't high enough, like you're never gonna get into grad school. But I'm here, and and I'm so thankful for this journey. Everything it's taught me, and I'm just grateful to be here. And so with that, I just like to say, always be confident in yourself. We made it, and go blue.
Thank you, Sierra. And now Chelsea Thompson, Taylor Williams, and Kamaria Sanders will present the 2019 Black Celebratory Cornerstones Awards. This year, the Cornerstone Awards will be presented to Lakeisha Simmons, Assistant Professor of History and Women's Studies, Marcus Collins, Lecturer in Ross School of Business, and Brian Johnson, Associate Director of Admissions, Ross School of Business. Would you please come forward? Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Lakeisha Simmons, for the model you have shown for outstanding teaching and research techniques to advance the history, culture, and understanding of the African American community in the classroom and across the nation. Thank you for your unapologetic stance in creating public history projects that bring the history of Black women to a wide audience, and for your commitment in exploring histories of love and loss in Black mothers' lives. For your impactful research and academic excellences, I present to you the 2019 Faculty Cornerstone Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus Collins, for your ability to provide a working blueprint for applying theory into practice on how to transfer business skills and knowledge into the business world at multiple levels. Through your work, you have shown us how to build our own brand by leveraging our talents in a way that accurately reflects our personal and professional identities, skills, passions, and values. For your creative strategies and unapologetic contributions in and out of the classroom, I present to you the 2019 Faculty Cornerstone Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Brian Johnson, for your outstanding commitment to recruit, retain Black students at the Ross School of Business. Okay. Your work provides a pathway for future young Black business people to obtain the skills, confidence, and exposures to help reshape their communities and provide diversity of thought in the business environment. Thank you for your advocacy, your passion, and your presence, for being unapologetic in your efforts to lift students towards successful careers in the world of business and beyond. I present to you the 2019 Cornerstone Award. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call to the podium Brianna Kennedy, who is a member of the, yes, that's right. She's a member of the Black Celebratory Planning Committee, and she will be introducing our distinguished keynote speaker this evening. Yeah.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, staff, administration, and esteemed platform guests. And good evening to my fellow graduates, the class of 2019. Congratulations. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker, Michigan's first Black Lieutenant Governor, Garland Gilchrist II. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II was born in Detroit, Michigan. He graduated from the University of Michigan College of Engineering with honors with a Bachelor of Computer Science Engineering in 2005. At Michigan, Garland was an active member of several student orgs and won a number of campus-wide awards. After graduation, Garland wrote articles for the Super Spade, Black Thought at the Highest Level, a blog in which he founded with a college friend. At Microsoft, he helped build SharePoint into the fastest growing product in the company's history. Gilchrist also served as a social media manager for the 2008 Obama campaign in Washington. He later served as the first director of new media at the Center for Community Change in Washington, D.C., and spent 3 years as national campaign director at MoveOn.org, where he spearheaded equity and justice campaigns. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist is a man of many firsts. In addition to being Michigan's first Black lieutenant governor, he was the first ever director of innovation and emerging technology for the city of Detroit and served as the founding executive director for the Center of Social Media Responsibility at U of M's College of Information. Currently, as lieutenant governor, Garland is focused on bringing Michigan State's government fully into the 21st century using technology, new media, and grassroots organizing. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and his wife Ellen are the proud parents of twins, Garland III and Emily Grace, who also share a birthday with their dad. I could go on and on about his accomplishments and recognitions, but for the sake of time, I welcome you to read his more extensive bio in our program brochure. But for now, I'd like to ask everyone to join me in giving the warmest welcome to the Honorable Lieutenant Governor for the State of Michigan and U of M alum, Garland Gilchrist II.
All right. All right. Yeah. Good evening. This is exciting, y'all. I want to thank the distinguished guests here on the dais with me. These are the people who have laid a foundation for success for countless lives, not just for people who've come through this campus, but really people who've come through this state. I want to thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your history-making imaginations. And thank you for creating space for all of us. I want to thank and recognize all of the faculty and staff who are here, both on the stage and in the audience, because they played a role in challenging every person who calls themselves now a graduate, and making sure that they could be their best selves, and making sure that they could reach their full potential, even if they couldn't see it. You're just as responsible for them being here as anyone. I want to thank all the mamas and daddies and grandmas. See, I graduated in 2005. See, I remember being here like y'all with my mama and my daddy, both my grandmas, my grandpa, my aunts, my uncles, all my cousins from the east side. See, because this is a celebration. And this is one that we all come together. See, it's fitting that Black Celeb is the last commencement event. Because when we tend to write history, we tend to put a period on it. So I want to congratulate all of you for your work, your sacrifice, your struggle, and your imagination. Because this college education was something that you imagined before your babies were even born, when they were just being considered. It's true, it's true. I want to thank you for that. And last and most importantly, congratulations, class of 2019. So I got to go to Black Celeb twice. So I double majored in engineering. I was here an extra year. So I had friends in the class of 04 and the class of 05. So I got to sit in the audience as well as be a graduate. And this is one of the most fulfilling experiences that I had when I lived in Ann Arbor. It's good to see Black folks happy. During my 5 years here at the University of Michigan, we dealt with a lot.
You see, in 2004, the University of Michigan's admission policy went before the Supreme Court, both the undergraduate and the law school. And so when things like that happen, and I know y'all feel me because some of y'all were part of this BBUN fam that I was reading about when I was living in DC. And those kind of moments, they challenge you for like, what are you gonna do about it? How are you going to step up? How are you not only gonna demonstrate the fact that you belong here as an individual, the fact that we belong here as a community, the fact that there must be a door and a pathway for people to come here once you leave. What are you going to do to make that so? So for me, it was stepping up. It was saying that, yes, I'm an engineering student. I spend a lot of time on North Campus. But I thought I had a contribution to make to the movement that existed on campus. And I was part of Heads. Anybody in Heads here? No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. See, I was the chair of Heads in 04 and 05. And so what we had to do as an organization, for those who don't know, it's an organization for black men on campus. Meets every Monday, 9 o'clock, South Quad Amatana Lounge. No doubt, we real here, right? And we decided that we needed to open that space up as a strategy center for how students will respond to racism on campus. As an organizing center for how we, working in partnership with other organizations on campus, would organize buses to go to DC for our day in court in Washington. So we saw ourselves as a center for collective action. And the message I have for you today is that no matter what you study, no matter what accolades that you achieved here, and dare I say, no matter what you do starting tomorrow, whatever career trajectory and career path you take, it is your responsibility, it is your mission to ensure that you make sure that more people who look like you, more people who share your life experiences, more people from your family, not only have the opportunity to experience an education at a place like Michigan, but that it's a little easier for them than it was for you. So when you graduate, people will say something to you like, you have all the rights and privileges of being a graduate of the University of Michigan. And that's true. There are a lot of rights and privileges that come with that. You see, after I took an L in 2017. See, my path is to elected office is not a straight one. Like I said, I came out of engineering. I went to be a software developer at Microsoft. And that was fun. It was great. I learned a lot. And some of y'all might leave the state of Michigan. Those of you who's from Michigan, okay? You see, when I graduated from Michigan, I thought that I needed to go someplace else to be the professional I wanted to be. So for me, that meant going to Seattle, Washington. That's about as far away from Michigan as you can get. Because I wanted to be a software developer. I didn't think I could do that here in Michigan. I didn't think it was possible. But I did that for a little bit. I got inspired by somebody named Barack Obama. I got a chance to work on his campaign, and that caused me to do something that my mother thought was crazy. Parents, I'm gonna let you know a little secret. Your kids are gonna do something crazy. But it's all right. This is why it's all right. This is why it's all right, because you've done the work. You have put them in a position to be successful. By coming through this university, they've demonstrated that they can make good choices. You need to trust them. Because believe me, when I called my mother and told her, look, when I called my mother and told her that I was quitting my good job at Microsoft to go be a community organizer, she was like, what is that? It went from like my baby works for Bill Gates to, I don't know. But you see, sometimes our plans are not what's proper for us. But what's proper for us is what we're preparing for. You see, my plan was to graduate from Michigan. I was going to work at Microsoft for 5 years. I was going to quit. I was going to go to business school at either Michigan or Stanford. Then I was going to come back here to Detroit, and I was going to start a business. What kind of business? Who knows? I was going to start a business. And it was a good plan. Everybody signed off on that plan. But then 4 years later, I started looking at grad school. Like, you know what I don't want to do? Go to grad school. I didn't want to do that. But I wanted to pursue something professionally that better connected to my passion. To find a way to connect my professional time and my passion time. So for me, that meant helping people realize their political power. But doing it in a way that was unique. See, all of you, your life experiences have prepared you to have a unique contribution in the world. A contribution that will only bear itself out if you do it. Y'all are history makers, you know that, right? But let me give you a more clear definition of history. See, history is not being the first black woman to graduate from your department of engineering, although that is impressive. History is not being the first black person to serve as lieutenant governor of Michigan. History is doing the thing that will only happen if you do it. You see, nobody else can do what you can do. No one else is prepared. No one else is situated. No one else is positioned or qualified to impact the world in the way that only you can. So what you have to do, what you do not have a choice but to do, is to make sure you live out that impact. And don't let your good plan get in the way of it. Because a year ago, what's today? May 4th? May 5th? I don't know what day it is. My days run together. On May 4th of 2018. No, just stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. On May 4th of 2018, okay? I'm making a point. On May 5th of 2018, you see, I was here. I was in this room. So I worked for the School of Information for a year. I started the Center for Social Media Responsibility. The reason I'm telling that story, the reason I was here giving the SI commencement, I'm telling you that story because on May 4th of 2018, I did not know that on May 4th of 2019, I would be back here in this room addressing anybody as Lieutenant Governor of Michigan. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I know you smart. You just graduated from Michigan. I know that you're ambitious, but I don't know what you're going to do. And you may not know what you're going to do either, but I can guarantee you it will be something that will change history if you are not afraid to step into that responsibility. I think you're big enough. I think you're bold enough. I think you're different enough to be able to do just that. And so what I ask, implore, beg all of you to do is to not turn your back on the history that you need to make. And since I'm so confident that so many of you are going to make history, I need y'all to do me a favor. All the graduates, I need y'all to stand up. You see, I need to be sure that I get a picture with y'all. So that whenever you do what you do, I'm going to say, yeah, I was there, I met her. You were fucking together. All right, so let's get proud. Okay? See, thank you for indulging me. When you're an elected official, you get privileges. I mean what I'm talking about. The way that we pay for the space that we occupy is by making that space bigger so someone else can occupy it. That's what all of you will do. I know it. I can feel it. The Michigan difference is the difference that you will make in the world. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for standing tall. And thank you in advance for everything that you will do to change the world. God bless y'all. Good luck. And go blue.
Oh, I think we just had church, folks. Oh, my spirit is full. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. Let me just do that one more time. It sounds so good. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. If you ever needed a roadmap, right there. All right. In many ways, we are here not just because of the great achievements that you have done in these 4 years, but we're all part of a very long legacy here at the University of Michigan, and a long legacy of black folks helping other black folks make it through, go out, and do great things. And with that in mind, and with that spirit in mind, it is my great pleasure and honor to announce that this year is the inaugural Charles D. Moody and Lester Montz Lifetime Achievement Awards. This award, this new award, is named in honor of Dr. Charles Moody, who served as the very first Vice Provost for Minority Affairs back in 1987 to 1993. He was one of the very first officers at a university whose focus was specifically on improving the educational and life chances of folks like us. Dr. Moody was someone, if you didn't know him, you needed to ask somebody. Because he made this university a very, very different place. And he made this world a very, very different place. I have the great honor of carrying the Charles D. Moody Collegiate Professorship, and it's one of the things that I hold dearest in my career. Charles Moody was a personal mentor of mine when I was a graduate student. He was a personal mentor of probably most of the folks on the stage who was here during the time that it was here. He simply loved black people. And he loved making sure that black people got an education. He founded the National Association of Black School Educators as a function of his dissertation back in 1970. And that organization is still in existence with 6,000 black superintendents primarily across the country today, with the sole focus of enhancing the educational opportunities of African Americans. As the first vice provost focused on these issues, he came in with a situation where there really wasn't much there. He created a number of the offices that exist today, including OWAMI, with the, again, sole purpose of improving the educational and life chances of Black folks. It is also fitting that this award also be named for Dr. Lester Mons. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So while unfortunately we lost Dr. Moody this past March, we're very fortunate that we still have Dr. Mons here with us today. And Lester, who is another personal mentor, is the Arthur F. Thurnow Professor and Professor of Music in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, as well as a special advisor for the Confucius Institute. In 2014, he completed his service as a Senior Vice Provost and Senior Counselor to the President for the Arts, Diversity, and Undergraduate Affairs. He served in basically Dr. Moody's role and then an expansion of that role for more than 20 years. He co-founded the University of Michigan African Studies Center and the Center for World Performance Studies. His research is focused on the musical and cultural systems amongst the Vai people of Liberia, and also served as a music faculty member at Edinburgh University, the University of Minnesota, Case Western Reserve University, and the University of California, Santa Barbara. Like Dr. Moody before him, Lester changed this institution. And again, if I turn to the folks behind me and ask how many of those individuals Lester Mons has touched, just about every hand would go up. And those hands that don't go up just didn't know it. Because Lester was behind doors, fighting fights, advocating, pushing, stomping his foot, plotting, doing whatever it took to move us forward today. And both of these individuals, Dr. Moody and Dr. Mons, represent the very, very best of what is the University of Michigan. It's a long tradition of Black folks helping other Black folks so that this university could live up to what it could be, what it should be, and ultimately what it needs to be. So I'm going to call Lester Mons up to the podium. Lester? Lester, you are officially the first person to receive the Lester Mons, the Charles D. Moody and Lester Mons Lifetime Achievement Award. And now, Lester, you can set your award down because there's no such thing as a free lunch. You also get the honor of helping me out and presenting the award to our two other inaugural recipients. And I can think of no better individuals to receive the award. Our first award is to Ms. Pamela Fowler. Pam, would you please stand? Pam, we commend you for your 22 years at the University of Michigan as an outspoken advocate for increasing students' access to higher education through financial aid. And for increasing opportunities for scholarships, loans, and study abroad programs for Black students. We also like to recognize your leadership at the national level to help shape policies and best practices for financial aid and practitioners, and the model for excellence in your profession to your staff. As you look towards retirement from the university, June 30th, we will miss you. And let me just say one thing real quick. So Pam is one of those people that, again, many of you know, but also behind the scenes, Pam is a person that so many people call and have called over the years to find out, is there a way that we could help this student here or that student there, and this student in that situation. And I have seen her work in action to find every possible way that is legal but every possible way to help students. And in many cases, it may not have had anything to do with money. It was just her love and care. So for that, on behalf of the University of Michigan, I want to thank you and present to you the 2019 Moody Monts Lifetime Achievement Award. Our second recipient, Dr. William Nick Collins. Dr. Collins, for 26 years at the University of Michigan, we thank you for your commitment to provide leadership, for resources, to not only retain Black students at the University of Michigan, but to help them thrive through this university and beyond. Through the creation of the Summer Bridge program, as well as the Comprehensive Studies program. We also commend you for providing pathways and preparations for students to enroll at Michigan through your leadership and programs at the Center for Educational Outreach, and for creating avenues for faculty to work directly with pre-college students and their communities. Nick is a proud graduate of the University of Michigan, was also very active in the first BAM strike. As you can see, all roads lead back to Michigan. Nick is another person that I have seen go far beyond the call of duty to help students, not only students here, but also students in high school and middle schools, to either come to Michigan, but more importantly, get an opportunity for education at a higher level. Again, it is my great privilege on behalf of the University of Michigan to present to you the inaugural 2019 Moody Monts Lifetime Achievement Award. William Nick Collins. All right, y'all still with me? All right. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The introduction of the 2019 Black Celebratory graduates. The names of this year's graduates will be called by Nicole Banks, Interim Director of Greek Life and Assistant Dean of Students; Dwight Fontenot, Associate Director of Comprehensive Studies Program; Sandra Fonville, Associate Director of Office of Financial Aid; Kellen Mackerel Cooper, Associate Director for Trotter Multicultural Center; and Harold Waters, Director for CSP. Would you all please come forward? We're going to come up and we're going to shake hands and nothing goes. Let's do this side. Why don't we go ahead and let's get started? Step up in front. So, yeah.
Sydney Wack.
Thank you so much.
Isaiah Land. Chelsea Thompson. Taylor Williams. Vivian Obia. Brianna Kennedy. Julian Goods. Kumaria Sanders. Taylor Alexandria Treadwell. Chanel Miles. Brianna Staggers. Montana Tomlin. Brianna Varner. Nia Willis. Sharice Jones. Ariane Foster. Deanna Hunt. Mia Pearson. Lauren Walker. Alicia Jennings Olosiko. Ebony Sawyer. Akina Johnson. Khadijah Williams. Taylor Wilson.
Serena Brown. Taylor Brooks. Kayla McKinney. Tyreek Good. Lauren Ward. Lloyd Lyons. Kai Mason. Joy Buwanchi. I get it. Sophia Akadaway. Deja Blackwell. Bianca Desiree Ote. Cahill Crawford. Joy Renee Hill. Trina Gertie. Sierra Wanaya. Timberly Whitus. Sydney Arrington Ashford. Taylor Williams. Talia Zanders. Aisha Renee Burns. Tia Burton. Sierra Davis. Christina Lindsay. Crystal Wilson.
Galen Marie Moore. Aaliyah Wright Johnson. Doreen Bailey. Kyra Hudson. Jonathan Tesma. Damon Mitchell. Charles Jones III. Lindsay Sharp. Sydney Gayton. Jonna Wilson. Azina Adege. Kendra Jones. Oh, I got it. Olajumake Jengele. Asia Dillard. Kristen Hussein. Kristen Rogers. Kayla Hatcher. Anthony Hardin Jr. Jaron Johnson. Chanel Davis. Brandy Hess. Kelly Chestnut. Jason Young.
Micah Nicole Aaron Jones. Brianna Williams. Kennedy Henderson. Jasmine Forbers. Asia Smith. Okay. Kayla Williams. Chelsea Orcorum. Taylor Moore. Ethan Parker. Hello, ma'am. Carly Cooper. Aries Rutledge. Quintella Cobb. Barbara Vincent. Ashley Dudley. Jamia Crosley.
Carlos Henderson. Brittany Moreira. Kimberly Leggett. Delisha Davis. Maida Mweza. Drew Metcalf. Clarence Womack. Princess Amanda Owenu. Kamaria Barnes. Destiny Turner. Sydney Hill. Nicholas Powell. Jamie Lee. Tamara Edwards. Davida Lee. Candace Terry. Aisha Carter. Alexa Dubriel. Megan Richmond. Wait, I gotta wait for that. Deja Hills. Amani Strong. Priscilla C.C. Huddleston. Deneen Carter. Sydney Rogers. Tania Moore. Lauren Edmonds. Destiny Cole. Mia Gregory. Mariah Flynn. And Taylor Crosby.
Robert Brewer. Yvonne Combs. Haley Jackson. Demario Fitzgerald Sloan. Sydney Jackson. Matthew Arnold. Michael Hayward. Christine Green. Haley Briscoe. Alexandria Summers. Charvez Wesley. Kamaris Coleman Bird. Ron Johnson, Jr. Reuben Jones. Michael Strickland. Jaron Kirkland. DeLon Slaughter. Nathan Lee Baker. Jordan Howie. DeAndre Simpson. Adonis Johnson. Darrell Chapman. Everard Ndongmo. Michael Chenadu Nwasi. Walter Moore III. Ainsley W. Ashman Jr. Kristen Olivia Ellison. Jessica Williams. Kayla Brown. Ashley Anderson. Arlen E. Reed. Brianna Gillian. Jillian Winfrey. Kikalimo Naomi Sikoni. Jareen Fish.
Sally Florentina Amilcar. We now bring up the candidates for master's degrees. Jordan Miesel, Public Health. Michael Ohanbamu, Social Work. Angelica Okorum. Brian Maxey. Nuru Akanji. Akira Crawford. Sandra Nwongu. That's it. Alante Moon. Michaela Webster, Master of Social Work, Master of Health Services Administrator. Natalie Reed. Lauren Guerra. Guerra, that's it, Master of Public Health. Taylor Clark, Kennedy Clark. Nadia Vedaputi. Taylor Alexandra Matson. Alexander Uko Jr. Michael Howard Barnes Jr. Jasmine Knowles. Nicholas Thompson. Kevin Phobie. Christopher Arku. Awulafemi Adekuli. Dara Watkins. Terrell Johnson. Derico Jones. Taylor Rooks. Antoinette Wade. Sakina Echols. And now we bring the candidates for the various doctoral degrees.
There's a list.
Are you going first?
Morgan Chambers Gerald.
I'm sorry.
Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, hooded by Dean Elizabeth Cole.
Do you want me to do the whole thing? Okay. And the-
Doctor of Philosophy and Social Work in Psychology, hooded by Dr. Stephanie Rowley. Nkema Awinawi. Doctor of Education and Psychology, hooded by Dr. Stephanie Rowley. Aixa Markshan. Doctor of Philosophy in Education and Psychology, hooded by Tabby Chavos. Shauna Leith. Doctor of Philosophy and Sports Management, hooded by Dr. Rebecca Hasten. Alina Simpkins. Doctor of Pharmacy, hooded by Dr. Kedra Hishop. Crystal Holmes. Doctor of Dental Surgery, hooded by Dr. Tard Esther. Carl Buchanan II. Doctor of Dental Surgery, hooded by Dr. Todd Esther. Maxine Danso. Doctor of Medicine and Master of Business Administration. Hooded by Dr. Lester Montz. Jasmine Jackson. Doctor of Medicine, hooded by Dr. Robert Sellers. Kiki Ongu. Doctor of Medicine, hooded by Dr. E. Royster Harper. Kimi Amatoso. Doctor of Medicine, hooded by Dr. Timothy Lynch. Uchina Okoro. Doctor of Philosophy, Nuclear Engineering, and Radiological Sciences. Hooded by Dean Bowman. Sierra Civelis.
Okay, you guys step closer to the, go all the way out. So they can see you.
Can we all stand and salute our class of 2019 PhD graduates and all of our graduates? Was it worth the wait? We're almost there. We're almost home. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome to our new alums to introduce Nadia Vadahapudi Vada Hapudi is late from the University of Michigan Black Alumni Association to provide a welcome to our newest alums from the University of Michigan.
Congratulations to the class of 2019. I come before you today not only as a fellow graduate, but as the chair of the University of Michigan Black Alumni. Yes, your journey of being leaders and best does not end today, and I am proof that you can do so much after graduation by being the youngest member on our board today. Your class has accomplished so much. For instance, bringing to fruition the new Trotter Community Center, forever commemorated with your beautiful faces, that forever all future Wolverines will see what Black excellence at Michigan truly is. I really want you to give back and continue to give back, not only to the organizations that you were involved with on campus, but via the University of Michigan Black Alumni, whether that be by networking at our professional development events or socializing at our social events such as Homecoming. We would love to see you back. However, what's most important is to continue to meet our goal of increasing the number of Black students at the University of Michigan. I encourage all of you to take advantage of your free year of membership with the Alumni Association. And although UMBA does not have any dues, I encourage you to sign up for our listservs and follow us on social media at UMBA Go Blue. So with that, since one more person is behind me, I just want to ask that for those who Michigan never leaves, that you continue to always go blue.
And to close us out, I'd like to welcome to the stage Vivian Obia with our kind of comments. Vivian.
Now, as we leave behind our roles as Black undergraduate and Black graduate students, let us begin to lift our sisters and brothers as Black educators, Black social workers, Black engineers, Black health practitioners, Black lawyers, Black senators, Black performing artists, Black policymakers, and informed and caring Black citizens. For we are unapologetic in our mission to serve, to lead, and to elevate all Black people across the nation and the world. A great appreciation from the 2019 Black Celeb Planning Committee for our committed staff advisors, Gregory Thomas and James Logan. Let's give them a round of applause. Go, Thomas. Thank you for your presence tonight, and let us stand and please remain standing and clear the aisles as the 2019 Black Celeb Platform guest exits the stage and leads the graduates through the center aisles. Again, thank you for being here this evening, and thank you for supporting the 26th Black Celebratory.